The other day, my mother rang me up and she said that she had gone out for a coffee with her sister. Both my mother and my aunt, they're both in their 70s and they've both lost their husbands. So they meet up and they go out for a coffee. And my mother drove to Fore. It's a tiny village not far from where we live. It has an old abbey there, but it's really a tiny village with a street with a coffee shop and a pub and a church. Very, very rural, not far from where we live. And the both of them went in to get a coffee. And when they came out, my aunt had left her handbag in my mother's car. And when they came out, somebody had broken the window and stolen my aunt's handbag. And so my mother had to obviously get the car repaired. And while she was waiting for her car to be repaired, she needed her prescription medication. And so she asks my brother to go into Delvin and to get from the pharmacy her prescription, which my brother did. Being a good brother and being a good son, he does what his mammy asks. Sadly, my brother, coming back from getting my mother's prescription, had an accident and wrote off his car. Thankfully, he is okay. But you can see the cascade of events that happened. Because if my mother had her car, she would have got her own prescription. She wouldn't have asked my brother. But the cascade that comes from an act of robbery and a sin. A lot of us think, oh, it's you can isolate our actions. You know, what I'm doing is just isolated to this incident. You don't know the cascade of events that come out of sin. Sin isn't personal. It impacts other people's lives. And while it was just a handbag, my aunt had her other stuff in there, and it's sad. It's sad, really, where Ireland has come. When I remember as a child, we would never have locked a car. I just don't remember that. I don't remember around there that level of crime, but seemingly today, this is the new Ireland that we live in, the affluent Ireland that we live in, and we don't know what we don't know. But the reason I'm doing this video, I'm just going to, kind of lay out the cascade of events. Maybe this video, because sometimes the Holy Spirit puts my videos on somebody's feed, and maybe someday my video will pop up on the YouTube feed of the person who took my aunt's handbag, and I would ask them simply to give back the bag, and I would ask them to pay for the damage that they caused to my mother's car. And sooner or later, these things come around on people. You might think that nobody will find out, that there's no CCTV footage there where my mother parked the car. You might think that these things won't come back to haunt you, but generally things do. Maybe not in a year, maybe not in 5 years, maybe not in 10 years, but at some point in your life, these things, these actions that we do, that go against God's law, he said, do not steal, these tend to come back to haunt. And so maybe the person could just do the right thing and give back the bag and pay for the window of the car that they broke into in Fore in County Westmeath. But anyway, I just thought my poor mother, my poor brother, like just the cascade of events on these poor people that I love dearly, going about their normal lives, and you just don't realize the things. But hopefully it'll make people think. I'm not sure if my Catholic videos arrive to people that even care about these matters of I think if you've gone to that level of stealing a woman's handbag, you're really, what type of a life do you live? But you never know. Some people are so caught up in drugs and addictions and God knows what, that they'll do anything to get money to feed their habits. But I just thought it's a sad thing, especially for elderly people, that you can't even enjoy coffee in a really rural place, like really rural. But anyway, that's the world we've come to, the Ireland we have become, post-Catholic Ireland. But anyway, hopefully people might drive you to think, for those that, would do such a thing. Your actions just don't impact one people. You have no idea of the cascade of what of this type of an action can have on somebody, on their life, on the car that they need. uh, you know, and I suppose we learn a lesson from this. But anyway, maybe this video will arrive to the person, and if it does arrive to you, maybe you will contact me and make amends for taking an elderly woman's bag and pay for the car that you broke into. Who knows? God bless you. Take care. Bye bye.